Greetings, everyone. I'm Eric with Your Essential Practice. I would love to thank every single one of you for clicking on these videos and just an enormous sense of heartfelt gratitude for sharing, liking, commenting, and subscribing. I know this is right at the beginning of the video, but yeah, I just wanted to say thank you for every one of you out there for clicking on this video. If you'd like a personal rune reading from me or any of the rune sets or jewelry or palm stones or like keychain styles that you see on the set, or want a custom order, please check out the shop at youressentialpractice.com. Link is down below, or you can message me through any of the socials. Link is down in the descriptions as well. We have a relatively calm week getting into this week. A lot of transitions from and with a lot of that Gemini Aries kind of energy from last week, and moving into kind of a more calm, more lull this week, and then it'll pick up pace again next week. So there's some good news, a little bit of silver lining there. No extra information for the astrology down in the description box for this week. So let's jump right on into your divinely guided rune reading.
Greetings, Gemini, and welcome to your divinely guided rune reading for this week. I've already cleansed the energetic space and shuffled, meditated on your runes, and stay tuned to the very end because we have a card of clarification this week from the Soul's Journey Oracle deck. So let's jump right on into it and get your rune reading here, Gemini. And your energetic path is Anzus. Anzus is that antenna rune, is the rune of communication. Usually it's an inbound communication to you, like a prophetic dream work or divine download in that sort of a sense, and in a prolific kind of sense, in a very out of the blue or not a very unique way, I'll just say. Okay, so this is divine downloads, communication, antenna, right? So a lot of maybe inbound communication, a lot of hints, influences. You're getting bombarded with all this information, Gemini. A lot of the gears are shifting cosmologically around your sign here recently. So it's been a lot of adaptation and changing gears for you. So you, of course, like to take in a lot of that information. So that makes perfect sense here. Moving into the now energies, we have the balance of needs, constraints, limitations in the room Nalvis. Nalvis sounds a lot like now this, where you're going down the path, and now this log is blocking your path before you can continue. It needs to be fully addressed. Needs, constraints, limitations is more along with that steadfastness and dedication to your path as well. Transmuting whatever is in your way, balancing perceived wants with actual needs, or perceived limitations with actual limitations, perceived constraints with actual constraints, being able to balance those things. Those are a lot of the energies you've been contending with here recently, and rightfully so, with a lot of the shifting gears and the energies kind of going on, and everything kind of gung-ho going in your sign right now, and you're still kind of taking in that information here a little bit, your Gemini. So you're wrapping this up. You're really quick to do so, though. So let's see what's in your upcoming next very near future energies here. Yeah, Tiwaz, the god Tyr's rune, the vector of victory. This is dedication, showing up for yourself, doing the discipline work, right? So making sure you're showing up for yourself every day. These could be enhancing through your needs, constraints, limitations. This information you've been absorbing, this communication you've been getting, the meditation, the prophetic dream work, right? The divine downloads, the insights, you've been taking them and balancing in your needs, constraints, limitations, and transmuting this log across your path into your arrowhead of success, into your dedication, into your innate sense of what is right, what is wrong, what is your innate sense of balance, what is fair, right? The warning here would just be not to become a martyr out of this kind of energy, But Gemini, it is your solar return season, so I think you are wanting to take it a little easier. I don't really think you're going to take this Tiwaz and go gung ho over the edge with it, become a martyr with it. But that is I just have to express that's what the warning is for that one. Energetic influence here for the now energies. Yeah. It is in this irreversible rune of Odin's rune. This is like that patch covering up Odin's eye. So that's like something that you already know or something that is hidden from you. I will pull another rune from another set here at the very end of the reading for that. All right, for clarification from that. So being as this is something that you already know or that is hidden from you, I think either way it doesn't really matter. I don't think really what this rune is, because you've been really absorbing a lot of that communication, all this inbound stuff recently with the shifting of these energies recently. And now you're kind of in this in-between period this week where you're able to kind of like, oh yeah, connect the dots a little bit. You're kind of sitting with it, balancing your needs, constraints, or you're able to address those needs, constraints, limitations before maybe a very busy and dedicated week this next week. Okay? In your now energies, Yara. Yara is the irreversible rune of the harvest or the year. At the end of the year, the harvest takes place, right? And the farmer takes inventory or stock of all the energies that took place as far as what was sown is being reaped. So, did I plant the right seeds? Did I nourish them enough? Did I plant them in the right spot? Am I going to have to adjust tactic for next season? Do I have to ration for these upcoming energies with the harvest I have right now? This is a lot like endings making beginnings or beginnings making endings all simultaneously happening, right? Like a circle, right? Like the world or the Wheel of Fortune. I like to think of more like the World card, though, with this being the year and the seasons, the World card, right? The changing of the seasons, it's kind of like that. It's kind of just going around in that cycle, almost in a linear way. So this is a lot of taking evaluation. It's a learning period here right now. Gemini, kind of like I said, you're kind of like taking back into this all this information here soon, but you're soon to wrap it up here and get more into your dedication here and showing up for yourself here. Right now, you're just kind of in the pause. Little unclear as to why you're in the pause, but we're going to get that rune of clarity here in the outcome. What's happening in your energetic outcome. So the last time you had Hagalaz in your rune reading here, Gemini, was in this position as well. And that wasn't a very bad rune reading at all for you. And this as well is not a bad rune reading here for you. Hagalaz is a natural disaster. It's the hail rune. It's the rune of hail, right? It's like a thunderstorm or a volcano or a natural disaster, indicating it's not an if, but a when. Something needs to clear that way of the old stagnant energy and make way for that new energy, right? The old to being cleared away so that the new can be rebuilt. A lot like the Tower card in tarot, it's not really an if, but a when. So eventually, when things in our lives stockpile up where they don't resonate with us, they'll accumulate so much where they'll just kind of show themselves out of our lives. This is one of those moments, right? When we pay attention with this, like, oh no, it's happening to me, that's when our ego gets wrapped up in it. And we can become like that false intuition, false needs, wants, constraints, and just go downhill from there. When we look at this as this is happening for me because I'm showing up for myself, right? All this stuff that I don't need is enabling me to be victorious, right? So this is happening for you. That's a healthier way to look at it for your ego healing, right? Let's get that rune of clarity for your energetic influence of the now. Gibo, yeah. So your reciprocative energies, partnerships, developing spiritual gifts, balancing your gifts, your reciprocative energies, like I said, your give and take. You may be feeling like a little spiritual disconnect right now, or feeling the reasons why you have that spiritual disconnect and needing to address those needs, constraints, limitations, letting go of what does not resonate with you, learning the lesson so you can show up for yourself with that discipline. You already have all the downloads, all the information you need, Gemini. You are strengthened and emboldened with that rune of reciprocation, Gibo here, because that'll help you balance what you know, what your actual needs, constraints, and limitations are, right? This is more dualistic, though, kind of a polarity to it. So this is actually telling you to sit with this, take your time in discerning this, let these things fall away, and during that you get to start showing up for yourself even more. Okay, during this, in the very near energies, you have that vector of victory here, completing more shadow work, right? Just really showing up for yourself, dedicated every day, right? Daily rituals, daily meditations. What are your essential practices, Gemini? Let me know in the comments below how this is resonating with you. Let's get a card of clarity from the Soul's Journey Oracle deck. Now, these are messages straight from Spirit, straight from Source, directly to your spirit, directly to your soul. So, Divine, please show us clearly, what message of clarity do you have for Gemini this week? Ooh, that card popped right out. Beautiful yellow card. Good card for you here, Gemini. Blame, though, says, I accept responsibility for my well-being. Yeah. I accept, you got nobody to blame but yourself. You have that responsibility about it. Just don't let yourself get all guilt-ridden for it. You know what you need to do to get your spiritual connection, your kind of your spiritual groove here back, Gemini. And it is going to happen, but these things in your life that were distractions from your recent past, all these different downloads you were getting, all these people and ideas and things saying, look here, do this. No, you should be doing this, or I suggest you do this. And really, there's so many opinions that you were being distracted with, Gemini, really being kind of fooled into thinking that maybe these were divine downloads or divine messages when they could have just been a little bit of your ego getting in the way. So with that, Gibo being that filter for that balance, right? That divine reciprocative energy, you're now able to balance your needs, constraints, limitations with that laser-like focus. You're learning your lessons here, Gemini, and you're showing up for yourself by letting these things fall away and what doesn't resonate with you, and you're just simply just walking straight up to yourself in the mirror and saying, I got you. This is beautiful. Yes, you have yourself to blame, but don't feel guilty about it. Again, this card says, I accept responsibility for my well-being. It is so easy to give away the power to transform your life. Certainly, there have been people along your path who have shaped you into who you are today, but you are solely responsible for your own happiness. The ego can be a very fragile thing, and if it comes under fire, the first instinct is to blame an outside force. Victim consciousness weakens the connection that you have to your soul, source. This mindset says that I don't have the power inside of myself to break free because someone else's power is stronger. That is an illusion. When you believe that someone else is responsible for your problems, that belief is the problem. Personal responsibility can empower you to change your reality. Lasting transformation always begins on the inside and works its way out. There is a difference between a reason and an excuse. The reason is a valid and it's unavoidable. The excuse is an attempt to shift blame. Yeah. Just the facts, Gemini. Right? Namaste. Have a blessed and abundant week.